Hello, my name is Vincent Squatch, and I take Rick Simpson's Hemp Oil. I have pulmonary fibrosis, cystic fibrosis, and pleural effusion, as well as bronchitis, which is a form of bronchitis, spelled Bronchiectasis, if anyone out there is interested, as well as asthma, and on another hand, I have artificial lumbar disc with vertebrae floating fragments. I did a video before and some things got confused, so I would like to clarify them now. The pulmonary fibrosis and the pleural effusion, the doctors believe, they're not 100% sure, but they believe that came from my mother, who was exposed in Washington, D.C. at the time to asbestos when I was in the womb. And that's what their conclusion is. The cystic fibrosis, they believe, is a mutated gene that came from my mom's side. On my grandfather's side, he was adopted, so tracing who had that isn't possible. He does not have cystic fibrosis, neither does my mom. If you're wondering what pleural effusion is, it's the fluid-filled space that surrounds the lung. And the pleural effusion, it happens when there is an excessive amount of fluid filling up the cavity. It's sometimes called water on the lungs, and it makes it difficult to breathe. I don't know if you can hear this, people, but that's part of the pleural effusion. It's doing a lot better today because I took Rick Simpson oil today. I've been taking Rick Simpson oil since August. I've been taking it right since approximately September, October. I met Jack Hare, and he told me about Rick Simpson oil, and I watched the video, and I started taking Rick Simpson oil. The first time I took it, I made it with leaf, and it helped me, but when I made it right the second time with bud and bud trim, the results were amazing. I went into the doctor that month, and my oxygen saturation, which they do a couple different ways. One way they do it is with a ball. They get a little ball that's hooked up to all this other machinery, and you blow into it. It's a little red ball, and as far as you can get it up and as long as you can get it up, that is all recorded and stuff. And then they also put a little thing at the end of your finger, and that tells things. First time I went in, my oxygen saturation on room air was 88% at rest, and it dropped to 85% after walking 100 meters in the hallway. After taking the Rick Simpson oil for 2 months, it was around 7 weeks later, the oxygen saturation on room air was 95%. And after walking 100 meters in the hallway, my oxygen saturation dropped to 88%. So now my oxygen, and it's even better now, but this is what I have right here. The oxygen saturation is good now after I've walked 100 meters in the hallway, or after I've walked 100 meters as it was before just sitting. I have been taking Rick Simpson oil now for approximately 6 months. It's helped me incredibly. The disease I have is very mysterious. Even doctors out there that are watching this know what I'm talking about. If you want to go on the web and research things, you can. It was just discovered in 1938. Cystic fibrosis, pulmonary fibrosis, and the like. And it's still a mystery out there to people. Well, the mystery is getting solved, according to me. All the other things I was taking, Topia inhalers and Buterol inhalers, NCIAD, infection things, all that stuff has kept me afloat barely, and I was dying. Now I feel better. I'm getting out more. I've lost weight. There's also here in this paperwork that you'll see later where Vincent appears to have lost weight, and they did see where I've since I've been taking this, I've lost approximately 32 pounds. And you know, we went through Thanksgiving and Christmas and all this. I urge people out there to, if you haven't heard of this, to go to PhoenixTearsMovie.com and check out the Rick Simpson video and see what it's all about. Don't take this right away as hemp oil, okay? If you're one of those people that have watched this far and you're saying to yourself, okay, this hemp oil, you know, I'm against hemp, so on and so forth. Watch the video. See who it's helped.